Welcome to Amazing Indiana Music Stories.
How did you get into music originally? Why did you pick the trumpet?
Why did I pick the trumpet? Well, I had three other brothers that was playing trumpet. They wanted to play trumpet, and we had a cornet at the house. Our cousin left us, and everybody played that one horn, and I decided to play it as well, and I was the only one that stuck with it out of five boys.
Which birth order were you?
I'm the fourth child.
4 of 5.
4 of 8.
4 of 8.
Yeah. Had 4 sisters, 5 brothers.
Was anyone else in your family musical?
My mother, she played piano. My sisters, they all played some kind of instrument, violin, I think.
Did you all play together
No.
or have like a family
Never.
band now? And then, so at what age do you think that was when you decided, this trumpet is for me, this is what I'm going to do?
Well, at first I played piano. I started off with piano, just playing by ear. We had a piano at the house, and I just always fumbled around on it. And I did that for a while. And then when I got about the 4th grade, I seen my brothers and them, they left a horn because they wasn't playing on it. So I said, I'll take it, and I'll go play.
And so you played through school in the bands. Tell us about what that was like and your early exposure to music and the groups that you played with in school.
Oh, okay. Well, my first exposure was School 23, and I had several teachers. One teacher was named Reginald Duval. The other one, Willis Kirk. And the other one was Al Officer. I had all those teachers in grade school. Then when I got to Addicts in 61, I was up under Russell Brown.
What was it like studying with Russell Brown?
It was a challenge because he was the type of guy that if he tell you to do something, he wants you to do it right. If you didn't do it right, he'd snatch the horn out your mouth. But in a decent way. But it was great.
Do you have any like specific memories from Addicts that you can share?
Oh.
A specific performance with the band or any particular memories there?
We had formed a band called the Jazzettes, and it was consisted of just trumpet, sax, bass, piano, and drum, and we played out a little bit, you know, just in high school, and we would run around Kokomo and Anderson and little local places close by. And from then on, we started playing with other bands that would come through town, like the Junior Walker and the All-Stars. They came in town. We went out and played with them. And it's just been one thing after another, you know. And that was just in high school.
Who else played in that group with you? The Jazzettes?
Richard Ball, Jimmy Edwards, Clifford Palmer.
You had mentioned the Highlighters earlier. That was an early group that you played with.
Right.
Did that kind of, was that band evolved from the Jazzettes?
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you pick the name?
Richard Carbon was the bass player. Yeah. Well, we was playing. We wanted to play jazz and everything, and we started off playing. And my brother come up and said, "Man, y'all need another name." So he said, "Man, y'all do some highlighting in the music, you know." So we took the word highlight and just put a lighter on the end of it, and came out the highlighter.
And where all did that group play?
All over until we all, until we all went to the military. We all came back home, and then they started back with the band. I didn't. I was the only one that didn't go back with the band.
So why did you not, when you got back, why did you decide not to?
Well, I didn't want to play that music anymore. I wanted to play the jazz, but I heard all the older guys playing. That's what I wanted to play.
And the Highlighters was like more rock or funk?
Yeah,
Or
funk, yeah.
okay. And why did you like jazz so much? What drew you to that style?
Well, I was home practicing one day. My brother came in and had 2 albums. He said, "Man, I want to give these to you." And one of them was The Electrifying Dizzy Gillespie and Miles Davis' Sketches of Spain. I sit down and listen to it, and from then on, it was history. I said, "Man, this is what I want to do," and that's it.
Is there anything about your style of playing that you think makes you stand out, or this is unique to Clifford? Defines how I play.
Somebody else would have to tell me that. I mean, I couldn't say what I might be like or sound like to somebody, but somebody else could hear me and say, "Well, yeah, that sounds like Clifford playing."
Can you tell us about your time in the military? Did you play your horn overseas?
Oh yes, I played all the time overseas. We formed several different groups every place I went, and let me see, I was in Okinawa, formed a band there, and had a chance to play with Ike Cole, Nat King Cole's brother, and I'm trying to think of the lady singer who was there. We played for before we met Ike, and we all ran into different people, And Okinawa was the only place that I played at. Oh, Thailand. When we often worked, we would go to Bangkok. They had a place there called American Star, and had jazz there. And I ran into a lot of people there, and ran into a lot of military officers who attended these clubs. And I met them, and we talked and had a good time.
Do you remember any of the folks you played with out when you were there?
No, I don't remember any of the names. That's 50 years ago.
I know it. Right?
I barely remember what I did yesterday.
So, back in Indianapolis, can you talk about the Indiana jazz, the Indiana Avenue jazz scene, and some of the clubs in town that you played at? What groups did you play with? I know you played everywhere, so we just kind of want to hear what was it like? What were the clubs like? Where did you play?
See, I played at the Walker, oh man.
So like
so many different clubs.
the Sunset Club.
Sunset, yeah, Sunset. Sunset Terrace. Blue Eagle. The Place to Play. Fredericks. It was a after hours club we used to play at. I can't think of the name of it now.
Some of the ones I wrote down were Pink Poodle.
Pink Pool, yeah.
Is it Mr. B's?
Mr. B's, yeah. That was on 30th and at that time Northwestern.
Honey
Dripper.
Honey Drippers.
Which was the same club. That club became
okay.
3 different names. It was the first started out as Mr. B's. That's the only one I remember. And then it became the Honey Dripper. And it was another name, Gunga Den. It was the Gunga Den. So that's 3 different clubs. But then we had the 19th hole, which was on 19th and Harding. And this other place where I met all the the great jazz musicians. The Hubbard. That was a real nice place. That's where I met everybody. Met a lot of local guys, a lot of guys from out of town. And I met quite a few at the Honey Dripper as well. Like Grant Green, Stephen Fetcher. Can't think of his name. He made a great Christmas song. I cannot think of his name right off the bat, right off.
That's okay. Who are some of the other Indiana musicians that you've played with throughout the years, whether in these clubs or like now?
Oh God. Half the people I forgot their names. One guy's name was Step Warden. Of course, Jimmy Cole and his big band. Melvin Ryan, Pookie Johnson, Russell Webster. God, it's a big list of them.
Then I had a note here that you played with Ebony Rhythm. Is that right?
Ebony Rhythm Funk, yes.
Okay. So you said you like to play jazz more so than like that funk or that like rock style. But you did play with some of these other groups. Sam and Dave, is that one?
Yeah, they were in town, they needed a horn man, and they called me, and I played with them.
Were these, when people called you to play, how did they know to reach out to you?
I have no clue.
Okay.
You know, they just asked, I guess they just asked for certain instrumentation, and somebody said, well, so-and-so plays this, so-and-so plays that,
Gotcha. Okay. When you were playing with Ebony Rhythm, when through your career, when was that, and what was it like playing with that group?
It was nice. It was completely different than the Highlighters group. And they played some of the same thing, but it was completely different. I started with them in '75 and quit in '76.
I know you do a lot of like jam sessions, and that's maybe how you kind of developed your ear and your playing. Are there any jam sessions in particular that stood out where you feel like you really learned something, or there's a story to tell there?
It was everywhere. Everybody had, like they used to have matinees. They call them matinees. Matinee would start around maybe 5. We go to 5 to 8. Then the band would start from 9 to 3 or 10 to 3, whatever it is. And at the matinees, that's when they had the jam session. And most of the clubs did it, The Hubbub, the 19th Hole, the Honey Dripper, Owl's British Lounge, which was down on the Avenue. The Hubbub, the Place to Play. Everybody had it.
What was your favorite thing about that time?
What that I could get out to go. I was 15 and hey, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed just being with other people, meeting other people.
So you've had some recordings released, quite a few over the years. Can you talk about the popularity of those recordings, and like what that means to you now, like having those be so popular?
Well, I only had one that was really, I had 2. One record was in, when I was playing down in Haiti. And matter of fact, a friend of mine just sent me the album about a year ago, a couple of years ago. Went down and found the album. And then the other one was called Uncle Funkenstein. That was with Boogie Johnson, Russell Webster, Larry Ridley. So many different people. Melvin Ryan, and I can't think of half the name. But that was a beautiful, beautiful record.
And that was 1983?
79.
Right? 79.
83 is when I was in Haiti.
Tell us about your time in Haiti and what was that? Why were you there? What was that like?
Well, I was planning out at the place to start. No, the Jazz Kitchen. It just got started. And this guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, man, how would you like to play in Haiti?" He said, "Send me a ticket. I'll be on the next flight." And he did. I thought he was just joking. Sent me a ticket, and I was there. And we became good friends. His name was Tom Mitchell. And he's playing here in somewhere in the state. I'm not sure where.
And do you know, what does he play?
Saxophone, tenor.
Saxophone. Okay, so you were playing in a group with him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And how long were you there?
About 3 months. It seemed like an eternity there. But things were getting kind of heated up in Haiti. They wanted to oust the president, and everything started happening. So I said, I better get up out of here while I can.
Then another group that you played with, it was kind of for educational purposes. I think you went out to New York and played at some schools. Where does that fall in your timeline, and like what was that like?
That was in 79.
79.
We were playing at a school in Harlem, and I'm trying to think of the name of the school. This guy was a congressman, Adam Clayton Powell High School. And we played at a place in New Jersey. And then we left there, we went downtown Manhattan to hear Freddie Hubbard, one of our hometown. And we just had a ball, had a good time.
So you went to see Freddie Hubbard play. Did you play with him?
Oh no. No, them guys were spitting out fire. I was spitting out sparks, so I said, nah.
Who else was in that? It was called the Indianapolis Jazz All-Stars, is that right? Do you remember?
No, it wasn't. In that All-Stars, it was created here. At that time, it was members of the Board of Jazz. That's what it was.
That was the group that went to New York.
Right. Members of the Board of Jazz.
I want to know about your horns. Like, over there, you started on a cornet when you were very young.
Right.
Because that's what was available to you. Tell us about the different horns you've had over the years. Did you ever pick up any other instruments? What kind of horn do you play now?
Right now, I play a Yamaha. And I forget the make of the cornet that I played. But the horn was older than me. So it came down from my uncle. They were also musicians, and my cousins. And we just took after them, and not U.B. Blake, Noble Sissel was supposed to be my mother's cousin. So I think all this music transferred from them to me.
You mentioned Freddie Hubbard. Who are some other important influences or other horn players that you've listened to that made an impact on you? Are there any different styles that you've tried to mimic?
Only one. Then I created my own style, I guess. And that was Miles Davis. When I first started listening to him, He was such a cool guy. So I played a lot of Miles Davis songs. And Dizzy Gillespie, Clifford Brown, Kenny Dorham, and plus the ones I listened to, I didn't listen to very many trumpet players, just a few. I listened to saxophone players. I tried to copy whatever the saxophone player was doing. I said, if I can play that, then I'm good to go. So I would listen to Dexter Gordon, Coltrane, and God, many others, you know. Johnny Griffin. I would listen to those guys, and I would try to play like the songs that they were playing. I figured if I can get that, the other trumpet things wouldn't be bad. And it's pretty good.
One thing we're interested in is like how the music industry has kind of changed over the years, and what your thoughts and opinions about that are. Like, now everything's digital. Just kind of like, do you have any thoughts on that?
Not really. I don't particularly think about that a lot. With this digital or came off the wax, you know. Because it's all music to me.
What advice would you give a young person that's interested in doing what you do?
Listen to all the different musicians that you can and try to play like them, play the music like they play it. You know, I don't care if it's saxophone, trumpet, whatever it is. Just listen to everybody. And stay in school. I try to help all the young kids that are coming up, that will come out to the jam sessions and everything. I let them get up there and play. And that's the fastest way to learn how to play, is just get up there and play. Because that's how I learned. You know, I would go out to different places. Some of the guys would say, well, they called me Cliff. Some people would call me Aaron. They said, man, go get your horn and come on down. So I would go get my horn and just go down and just listen. And I hear all the guys say, man, he'll hear it, he'll hear it. And that's how I got started.
Do you remember, say, like the first time that you saw a live show or that you stepped into one of the clubs and what that was like?
Oh, well, the first time I went, Freddie Hubbard was in town. I think this was in 63 or 64. And I tried to sneak in the club, couldn't get in, so I had to go to the back window. Big exhaust fan, I had to listen to everything from there. I thought it was great. Ever since then, I said, man, this is what I want to do from here on out. Yeah.
Could you see?
Oh, I could see.
You could see through the window. Okay. Like, I guess, are there any like particular moments or people who you met or experiences that you have that really stand out from your music career?
People who I've met?
Or just experiences, shows you attended, anything that like left an impact on you. Memorable stories that you'd like to share.
Okay, well, when I was playing down at the Honey Dripper, I ran into a saxophonist named, he was right on the tip of my tongue. Well, this particular saxophone player, he just got back into business. And he would tell me everything about Indianapolis that he liked. And he said, man, we used to come here, man, and get shipped out from here and go here, there. And not only him, all the musicians would come to Indianapolis. And they were talking about what a great time they would have. And I just wanted to be just like them.
Are there any musicians that came through Indianapolis that you particularly like admired or remembered?
Gene Ammons, that's the name I was trying to remember. Gene Ammons. I talked to him, and I talked to, God, quite a few people, you know, who came in, and I just can't remember the guy's name. Of so many people, and at that time, Indianapolis jazz scene was full. I mean, clubs on every side of the town. You know, you just go from one to the other.
Like, how many clubs would you say you'd go to in a night?
In a night?
Yeah.
Well, I would have to be in one area because I wasn't driving. Either I was walking or I would have to get a ride, hitch a ride or something. I would say about 4, maybe 5 clubs. Because across the street from the Honey Dripper was the Cactus Club. And we just go from one place to the other, and then we'd all get in a car and go down to the hubbub and check who see was there. And then we'd ride down to the 19th hole, see who was playing there. And it's just like that every week.
How are you active currently? I know a couple weeks ago maybe there was a jam session that you were kind of a guest at. What groups do you play with now? Where do you play out?
The groups I have, you know, that I play with now, most of them are private venues and things, you know, we play. And if not, we'll be at either Chatterbox or the Jazz Kitchen. That's the only 2 places in this town now.
And who do you play with now?
Oh, God. Some of everybody. You know, it's hard, you know, Rob Dixon, one of them, Billy Myers, Steve Jones, Kevin Anker. It's so many guys, I just can't recall the names right off the bat.
Is there anything else that you want to share with everyone about your music experience and your life?
My music experience, well, everything started off slow, and then when you start to meet people here and there, your name goes out to everywhere, and you just, it's just a normal thing, you know. I mean, it's hard for me to explain, you know. It was just a great time, and I wouldn't trade nothing in for it. Back at the time when I was coming up, they had jazz clubs. They had black clubs, they had the white club. And a lot of white clubs you couldn't go in, like the Embers, Jackie's Lounge, and they had other places where black folk couldn't go in. So I never did get to experience any of those. Most of the clubs and things I was in were mostly black clubs. And all the people there were like a big helping hand, except for the clubs on the Meridian Strip, which was the Carousel, Harem's Lounge, Roaring Twenties, Kendrick's Lounge. They were okay. But you had a lot of clubs that, you know, you just couldn't go in, period, regardless. And so I had a ball being just where I was at, so. Well, things changed back in the 60s when integration came in. Integration came in, a lot of black folks, they went out to a lot of the white clubs and things, and it hasn't been the same since.
Interesting.
And then a lot of black clubs closed, no attendance, and then we knew that they were going to come on the avenue and start cleaning up everything, taking everything away. So that's about it.